Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about functions, structures, pointers, text input and output. So right here we have a code for functions. Functions are basically a replica of the main. You have your local variables in it. You can do algorithms in it. You can ask user to input or you want to display something on it. But the trick is the main is the brain of the program. So if you have a function, you have to call it in the main. For example, I have a function called void input and I call it input. I have to call it in the main. Okay. As you can see, ARR is a variable in the main. What I'm doing is I'm actually passing this variable to the function, where this function can use that variable or edit it or anything. Okay. These additional variables are called local variables. You can see you can pass them, but it's a bit ridiculous when they are not that significant to it. So for example, we're building an array, we can just create a new local variable and do it. Okay, I'm back again for pointers. Okay, this is a code to show you some example. Okay, right here we see we declare the value of num to 1, 2, 3, and this is how you declare a pointer. So basically a pointer is you use a variable to point to another variable. That is what a pointer is. So this is how you declare a pointer. And then when you have a star, the star basically means an arrow. It points to things. And when you have the and symbol, that means an address. Like every variable has an address. It could be 2400 or something. And then when you don't have anything, it's where it captures a content. So right here you can see it doesn't have anything. Num equals 1, 2, 3. The content of num is 1, 2, 3. And in num ptr, the content of it is the address of num. So right here we are printing out the content of num, which should be 1, 2, 3. Then we are printing out the address of num, which will be something I'll show you later. And then when we print the content of num ptr, a pointer, as you can see, this is the content of it equals to the address. We will get the address of num. Then when we print the address of num ptr, it will be different from this. Okay, now when we print the content, when we print star num ptr, it will refer to the content of num 1, 2, 3, because num ptr content is the address of num. When you have a star, like I said earlier, it points to the address, which is num, the content of it. So let me run it and show you. Okay, as you can see, said earlier, the content of num is 1, 2, 3. The address of num is 6356744, and the content of num ptr, the pointer, is the same as the address of num because we put it here. Okay, and then when we print the address of num ptr, it's completely different because every variable has different address. But when we want to print the content of star num ptr, like I said, it points to the content of num because of this. Thank you guys. So right now we're going to talk about structures. Structures are something like you create a global variable where you can use it in functions or in main or everything. This code is an example of a function or structure. So right, to declare a structure, you can declare it like this: type def curly brackets, then you put double, or you can put a int, you can put char and anything, and then you must give it a name. For this we call it segment. Alright, so in the main, as you can see here, we have a structure called segment, but we also have to give that a nickname, so we gave it seg1. So when you want to use it, you should call it seg1 dot something. Like for example here, we are printing enter the first coordinate of x1 y1, so they are float. So this is how we use it: seg1, which is the nickname for the structure segment, dot x1. Basically you're referring back to this. Okay, it's same as a variable. You have your and, star and everything. And then when you want to pass it through a function, what you do is you just have to write the nickname, and it will pass through the function. Then in the function you have to declare the name with the nickname, and then you can use it again. As you can see, sec x2 minus sec x1 and all that. Okay, thank you guys. Hey there guys, today I'm going to talk about file input and output. So right here we have a code where we get to input. We want to store our data that we input in this program into a text file. So for example, right here you see this is the main. This is how you declare a file input. You use a pointer for it, then we go to the function by sending it. So in this function, this is where we are creating the file. Okay, so f open means you're opening the text file. First we have to create it, and then right here this is the name of the file, and then here is known as w plus. So for this we have few things. R is open for reading. The file needs to exist, so beforehand we have to create the file and we have to do this. W is for writing. The file need not to exist. A is for appending. File also don't need to exist. R plus is open for reading and writing. Start at beginning. What same concept as R, but we can read and write it. W plus and A plus is similar to R plus, but in W it overwrites the file. For example, you delete the file, it recreates another file. Moving on to this, as you can see, once we created the thing, as you can see, we created the variable, we pass it through a function, and the variable equals to f open student marks.txt w plus, where I can read and write, and the file will create. If fptr equals null, the file does not exist. This is only handy if you are using an R plus or an R. Then you return fptr, and then we enter the number of students and we input their marks. Let me give you an example. Okay, right here let's enter one student. We call him Jimmy. We give him a marks of 65. Done. You can see here student marks.text, Jimmy 65. Earlier we got Jimmy 65. Okay, thank you guys.